High-risk investment. Trading on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Market opinions. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained on this video is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. Master the Markets will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on such information.
All right, traders, welcome to our live trading weekly session. It is still Napan here, founder of Master the Markets, Illustrates Conference, and the Traders Open Day. So today in this video, just to give you a quick overview of what we're going to be covering, as we always do, so let me just bring up one of my screens over here. So as we always do, traders, we're going to take a look at some live potential trades. There's a lot going on actually in terms of the news that is coming out, that has actually come out actually. So we're going to be looking at some potential trades that have already fired off. We're also going to be taking a look at a topic for today, some strategies for commodity trading. And then also then we are going to be taking a look at some question and Q&A if there is any from the audience. Okay, so with that said, let's go straight to the charts over here. So let me just bring up the other one. So as you can see that one of the ways that we look at the entire markets is that we look at the trend alignment tables, okay? As you can see, there's quite a lot of action happening now. Some of you are wondering why is all this occurring at the moment. We had a big fall as well on the pound over here towards the downside. That's on a 1 hour time frame. Now, why did we get this big red bar? Just happened just about 10 minutes ago before we started. So that is because of the news that's happening over here. So let me just show you that. So the news on the Forex Factory, you can see at forexfactory.com on dollar, US dollar, core CPI index came out, consumer price index, right? And then also later on today, Fed Chair Powell is going to speak as well, the Federal Reserve Bank Powell. And then also later on today, the tentative President Trump might be speaking too. So quite a lot of news events today. That's why you're seeing a lot of big movement. Now, how do you actually translate all of that towards your strategies and, monetize it and all of that on a strategic, systematic manner? One of the ways, as I said, we look at the trend alignment tables, which we have created over here, according to the framework of the that you've created of market structure, which actually Linda Bradford also talks about. So what are we actually looking for in here? So according to this trend alignment over here, and before I come into where we entered and all of that, so over here, what you take a look at and some of the other positions we got, what you take a look at is you look on the daily, right, just to get an overview of what the trend is. So this one is at the moment is an uptrend phase one according to our market structure because it took out that high, and at the moment that's an uptrend phase one. Okay, so over here then we update that. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail into the trend alignment table. The reason being is because we have done a previous video on our YouTube channel actually, which is already on youtube.com/Master the Markets. And you can actually find all the other live videos over here where you see how to set up trend alignment tables over here for pre-market analysis. So you can definitely look at that, really high quality content we keep posting out as well. On our homepage, we also created a must-watch playlist, which you guys can watch as well. Tom Basso, great market wizard we interview, STA as well, we've been speaking at as well. Another thing also, I don't want to go through too much of the basics as well, so as not to disrupt the flow for the others joining in. Most of the content, what I'm talking about, just to get the core concepts, go to 7steps to CTP.com. Okay, so we've got this free video series which has been put over 15, 20 years of research. And once you put your name, email, and your number, if you want to get live trading updates, then you can get the videos just like this sent to your inbox. Okay, right. With that said, let's quickly go on so that I don't want you guys to get confused thinking, for those of you joining in for the first time, thinking, what is Thiru talking about? I don't really understand. So I've given you the reference materials. You can take a look at that later on. So how do we put the trend alignment tables together? So if you take a look over here, so this one is at the moment is a downtrend phase 2, right? So over here, you guys can do this at your own time as well, but get the framework is very important. And a lot of you have been giving great comments as well from our YouTube videos that we've been posting. You guys are saying it really makes sense what we're saying and all that, because it comes from a lot of research and from the quant traders who actually gave us all this info of looking at the markets from a very systematic, logical manner. Over here, you can also see the downtrend phase 1 here as well. So let me put that over here, downtrend phase 1. And then on the 15-minute, I'll also tell you as well, we went through another strategy the last time, which we took a look at, but I'll go through that with you in a minute. On the 15-minute as well, before the news came out over here, that was a downtrend phase 1, 2, okay? So over here, if I go back to here, so you can see, and we always like to take a look at the stretch. At that moment when the stretch happened, there was no breakout of either the upper or the lower stretch, okay? So let me tell you what I mean actually. I'm not going to go too much in detail because we've done videos again on this on our YouTube channel. If you take a look over here, we never really, see, before this bar happened, right, it never took out the lower stretch, which is this red line, and then the upper stretch, which is the green line. So it never really took that out, okay? So that's why I'm putting it as NA, just for you guys to understand before you can also start to take this trades in real time by yourself. And then in terms of the 50% OE, if you want to take on a 15-minute time frame, I've said that 0.88 ATR range, no at that point. Entry bias would have been short, okay? Why am I saying short? Because if you take a look at these 3 time frames, and then combined with where we want to enter, then it can give us a short bias. Now, how do you actually enter trades like this? And then we will start to take a look at now real-time trades as well, because this just happened just now. That's why I'm explaining to you why we took this trade. First thing, what we take a look at, traders, I've talked about this in a journey of a bar, right? So the journey of the bar, before this bar forms on the daily time frame, okay? Before we came onto the call 10 minutes ago, you would have seen this bar would have been very small and tiny, okay? Now, how does this bar then formulate to such an extent? That's what we say the journey of the bar. How does it create? How does it form like that, right? So when you take a look at the 1 hour time frame, this is so systematic and logical. What you then have to first see is the first thing that will break out is from the range of the day. Okay, Tom Hogarth also does live trading videos like this, and he's also talked about this as well. The range breakout, Ninja Trader, where we've been interviewed quite a bit, they also do range breakouts as well, opening range breakouts early in the morning. That's another thing you can do as well, which we have taught other clients to do also who are very into intraday trading. So over here, as you can see, once the range has been broken out, which is the blue line, before this bar happened, right? So if I were to cover that, so I think it'd be better if I just cover that. It's more easier for you guys to understand that. So this is what you would have seen. You wouldn't have seen any range breakout happening, right? And the range on the upside would have been like this, okay? So let me do this, okay? Now remember that the strategy that I'm talking about here, we can also apply that in commodity, which I'll be going through in a minute, okay? Now, over here, that's the range, isn't it? So you can see the highest point of the day is over here, and the lowest point of the day is here, the lowest part of the range, okay? That's what we call the opening range, and the day starts after the pink vertical line over here as we have programmed it. And you would have seen that that basically all these bars, these 1 hour bars that you're seeing over here, right, will be represented as just one bar on the daily time frame. Okay, just like what you are seeing over here, but it would have just been much more smaller before. Okay, now saying all of that, as I said, most of this you can find it on the stretch principle videos over here. Okay, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/master the markets. Make sure you guys also, another thing we always get asked is, Tiru, we've subscribed to it, but we don't get notifications on the phone. So what you got to do if you want to get notifications on the phone, after you hit the subscribe button, hit on the all bell icon as well. Okay, right. So going back to here, so that's the first thing. So in the journey of a bar, first thing that comes is the range breakout. Okay, or the stretch might be taken out first as well. But usually it'll be the range of the day taken out first. That's the first thing sequentially. The second thing will be the stretch. The lower stretch or the upper stretch will be taken out, right? And then the third thing that will be then taken out would be the previous day's bars, low or high. The previous day's bars low is here, right? So the previous day's bars low or high. And then the final thing then would be the range of the bar then will be formed, okay? So what we then do is on things like this, when we see that there's a bias towards the downside, so we take the first kind of entry, which is over here, the range breakout first, right? And the bias is towards the downside, right? So we put the order where the blue line is for the low part of the range, right? And then after that, then we take a look at the range. What we do is we start to do for the ATR, which is 108 from yesterday for the last 10 bars. And then we take a 80% point of that, okay? 80% of 108 would be 86.4. And then we then calculate that from the high of the bar, 86. And then that's where the green line is over here. So when the news then comes out, then it hit that very quickly. But you see, traders, I don't want you guys to get excited that, oh yeah, we've caught this. And me and Gavin also, the guys at Trade Guider as well, we've done a lot of live trading webinars where we've caught trades in real time. But the point is not about whether we get this trade right or not. It's about getting the concept right. Also, when you're trading with news as well, I want you guys to be extra cautious and not take a full percentage risk as well. Okay. Right. Now, saying that, let's quickly then take a flip through the other currencies and commodities and instruments. Over here, the range has been formed. Now, over here as well, dollar Swiss, we are actually on this on an end of day basis strategy. We are actually taking this towards the long side, towards a 20% OE and also the 50% OE. So far, we're doing fine, but it's not, as they say, it's not the end until the race finishes, isn't it? Until you exit. Gold as well has gone towards the downside. So most of them have done the range except the DAX. I can see this has taken towards the lower stretch. This also we won't get really a good bias for now. S&P on the other side looks like it's done its range as well. Let me take a look at Brent. Now Brent is looking good because you see over here, Brent, right, on one hand, you see it's a small bar. This is what I was saying about. This is good because it's happening in real time. The range probably hasn't formed. So if let me do this in real time with you guys. So you see this one here, 1.55, isn't it? So 0.8 times 1.55, $1.55. What will that give us? So $1.24. This bar range at the moment, 83 cents only, right? Because I'm just taking a look at the data over here. That's an indicator that one of our clients did. This is the best thing about our community, and we're very proud of it as well. How we build a community is that the community itself uplifts itself. So a lot of our clients, which what you're seeing of the indicators here and everything, is all designed by the client. So this one is 83 cents at the moment, and the range we're looking to capture is 124. The real question is the range going to happen? The BRO, right? We talked about this before, the bigger range from the open, or the BRO, as Keith would call it, or Vedanta Elite Client. Is it going to go towards the downside or the upside today, right? The looks of it is, if I were to do, let's do a trend alignment table on this one. So at the moment, this is an uptrend phase one on this is a commodity, right? So you can see how I'm applying this strategy over here on the commodity. So uptrend phase one, then I'm looking at the 4-hour time frame. Let me quickly do that as well. That's also uptrend phase two at the moment. Okay, so let me do that. So uptrend phase two. So uptrend phase two over here. And then let me go on to the 1 hour. And then we can see however, that's a downtrend phase one. Okay, so downtrend phase one at the moment. And then I'll quickly do the 15-minute as well, just to quickly take a look on the 15-minute. So that's a downtrend phase two at the moment. Okay, so that's what we got. Actually, I can copy this one. Now, let's take a look at the stretch levels over here. Let me bring this back up to the daily. Now let me go back to the Brent 1 hour, and I'll start taking a look at volume as well very shortly. If you take a look, so this is the lowest stretch line that has been taken out. Okay, so I'll just put the low. That's fine. ATR range not has been taken out. You see, this is it's not really aligning just like this, isn't it? We're only getting 2 time frames matching, and we got the lower stretch as well. But our entry bias is not very strong. If anything, if I were to say, let me just take a look at this. If I were to say it's looking towards the downside for today, but only towards making the range, okay? But it might be an insider bar. Wednesdays are well known for being an insider bar. And let me just take a look at this. So what has it done here? And the levels of the stretch to the BRO ratio is not really that good as well. So it's done about 70 cents to the bottom here, and that's 13 cents, okay? If you did consider taking this to be just a bit more cautious, what we would do is wait for the 15-minute to confirm towards the downside. So wait for the top arrow to happen, and then before we take it towards the downside, towards fulfilling its range. And in terms of the range, let's take a look over here. That's $1.24, isn't it? So $1.24, let me do that here. 75.44, that's where it will make its range for today, okay? That's the 0.8 ATR. So let's see how that plans about, but definitely one way that you can look to trade this is if you want a bit more confirmation, wait for the retracement to finish, wait for the 15-minute time frame to confirm its top before you start to take a position towards the downside, okay, towards the trend. Now let me take a look at silver, another commodity as well. Silver over here, there you go. So you got an uptrend over here, right? So let me just do that very quickly over here as well. On silver, gold, there's no point taking a look at that. It's another commodity, what we will take a look at, uptrend phase one. And then some of you are asking for end of day strategies. Yes, I'll take a look at that in a minute. So silver uptrend phase one is what we are taking a look at, isn't it, traders, at the moment? So uptrend phase one over here, 4-hour. Let me just quickly take a look at that. 4-hour, we are having actually a downtrend here, and it's a phase one. And 1 hour, let me just take a look at that. It's also downtrend phase one, but aggressive move towards the upside. So downtrend phase one for both of them, right? And then after that, for the 15-minute, let me just quickly just check yes, that's right. And the 15-minute, what are we taking a look at? Let me see. The 15-minute, however, you see, it's a big change towards the upside, right? So uptrend phase one at the moment, okay? So quite a little bit over the place. One of the higher time frame, and this is correlating, but then the 4-hour and 1 hour in middle is towards the downside. So let's see now if this 15-minute is going to push this all up and turn this all around to uptrend phase one, as we say in the Wyckoffean methods, is it going to be a change in market behavior is what we are taking a look at. So if I go back onto the lower time frame here with the stretch indicators, we can see the lower stretch has been taken out. Let's see if there's if an opposite stretch is going to happen today. And the 1 hour has just turned into an uptrend phase one as well, isn't it, traders? Because it just took out this high. That's why it's changed to an uptrend phase one. So it's quite a big of a bull move towards the upside at the moment. Just that this is an opposite stretch bar, so just got to be conscious of that. So if I want to put a bias towards the entry would be to the long side, and that will be no. And if I were to, this is up and low, isn't it? I would say both, to be honest. And if I were to go back to here, it's almost going to take out the upper stretch. And if I want to take a look at the ATR level, that's about 80 cents, so 64. So it's about to do it at the moment, okay? In terms of the stretch principle idea, I wouldn't take this particular trade at the moment, but the in terms of a 15-minute time frame, shorter term strategy, we can start to take a look at that when the bar closes, basically, in just about 1 minute. And what I would do is, we can actually start to track this and see how it goes. So if I were to do it on the close here, just when it closes, you see now it closes, right? So let's observe this. I will come back to take a look at this. And stop loss being for there, and our target will be a very small target. This is the second strategy we usually talk about. And usually it will just be for one ATR on the 15-minute time frame, okay? On the 15-minute time frame over here, that's for 11 cents. So 31, let me just do that, 31.98 plus 11 cents, right? And let me do that. Oops, 31 plus 11. Easier without a decimal point. 3209 is what I'll be taking a look at over here, okay? A very small target is what we will go for. So we'll see how this plans out to be. And we can take a look at that, and we will see how that goes. Now, I just want to take a look at the ATR level as well. So that's about 64 cents, isn't it? So that's about 10 cents from its top. I think that should be okay, actually. So we'll see how this one plans out to be. I'll leave that to run, and then we can see how that goes. Right. So I would that's the second strategy which what we can take a look at. Okay, which is just a more shorter time frame, shorter target, very small target as well. Okay, good. So that's that one there. Let me just quickly take a look also on the trading view charts on the volume as well on that. Let me see. So there was another one that we were taking a look at just now, which was towards the DAX, wasn't it? The DAX, we were taking a look at that as well. Let me take a look on the DAX or the Brent. The Brent, no, that wasn't really very strong signals on that one. Even on the Brent, let me just quickly take a look on that. On the Brent, it's coming towards the downside, as we can see. Over here, you see, we got, you see, as you can see, this is the volume indicators as designed by Trade Guider, Gavin Holmes and his team. And as I was saying, Brent towards the downside because of its push lower, and the lower time frame showing towards that. Remember I said about the 15-minute, when the 15-minute confirms, we can start to take a look at a particular trade towards the target. That's another one that we're looking at in terms of commodities. towards, let me see, as I put over here. So there we go. So that's that one there, towards that target over there. The 15-minute, however, as we can see on the both the charts, just confirming here, but when it closes, but it's taken out that low, so that could be one of the entries what we can take a look at. So you can observe this and see how this one comes along as well. And my stop loss would be a bit more towards here, and the target would be towards there. Okay, so this is what I'll be taking a look at in terms of Brent towards this target over here, because everything is correlating except the daily trend. Now, if I want to take a look at the trend alignment tables, what's happening on here? Downtrend, this is aligning towards downtrend phase one, lower stretch. And also, if you guys observe, the range has been further taken out, isn't it, right? So we'll see if it gets towards there. Another smaller target that we can also take a look at, once this close has happened, okay, once this close has happened on this 15-minute bar, we can also put a 1 ATR target, okay, a 1 ATR target on this. So 16 cents, okay, wherever it closes from there, measure 16 cents. I'll just say probably from here, from where the low got taken out. Let's do that one there. Yeah, we can just do that one there. 75.67 more or less. So 75.67 is what we can take a look at. Okay, that's what we will be taking a look at. So these two targets we can take a look at in terms of this commodity trades. Okay, in terms of Brent and silver, which is what we are looking at. Okay, right. So now, quite a bit that we have gone through over here. Also, you can see that in terms of the volume as well, there's a good volume spike over here on this bar, but then the next bar, then it's closing further below over here and taken out that low as well. So these are things that are confirming for us as well. To take this trade towards the short side. Now, let me just take a look on the 1 hour, and we can also see there's a correlation of the VSA light dots over here, which is the red. And most of our clients have seen, who use both the indicators of the SMI and the VSA, that when the trend and the VSA light dot confirms, then usually the runs are much more bigger. Okay, so we'll see how this carries on to be. But as a recap, right, and then we will take a look at Brent and silver, how they're performing later. But as a recap, what are we actually taking a look at? So let's see over here. As a recap, in terms of the strategies, one is that we took a look at the stretch principle, right, which you can apply on commodities, on gold or Brent or silver. Okay, or any other commodities, natural gas as well, you can apply that on wheat, whatever you want, right? So one is the stretch principle strategies, right? As I said, those of you want to go a bit more deeper, please go and watch the stretch principle videos on our channel, youtube.com/masterthemarkets. Now, the other one, which you can then also take a look at, is also the 15-minute time strategy also, okay? The 15-minute time frame. Very small strategy based on open equity data, which is based on these tables over here, which I'm showing you as well. We've covered this also in our previous videos. Go and take a look at them. Now, for those of you asking about end-of-day strategies, a couple of end-of-day strategies that we have taken on, as you can see, one is on the dollar Swiss trade over here. On the dollar Swiss trade over here, what we have actually taking a look at is towards the upside, because we had a trend towards the upside, and also it correlated when we got the signal from here, from the SMI, but we select, of course, we don't trade every single dot. After we get the signal, we also see our weekly time frame, and we saw that there was move left, and that's why we placed that particular trade on there. Now, On the other side, in terms of gold or Brent, you have seen in my previous videos that we were actually looking at the upside, and we did come in and we called this out on the elite trading room much more before, towards the earlier part of the year, when we had a compression move and when we got this confirmation towards the upside uptrend as well. This is a commodity trade on the end of day strategies. And then on the weekly, as you can see, then at that particular point, before it even confirmed over here, there was still move left and the trend was towards the upside. Okay. So as a summary point towards even the end of these strategies, which I will see if I can get more time, maybe on the next session where we can go through a little bit on them, because I know most of you, some of you also like those kind of end of day strategies where you set and forget and you just manage it at the end of the day. Now, the good thing about those strategies, they're not very time intensive, but the most important fundamental point about all of them is you must know and have a solid framework, okay? To have a solid framework, you must quantify your tops and bottoms. Then only, without being subjective, you can flip through any time frame, right? You can flip through any time frame and be confidently able to see what trend it is, what phase it is, and you can align them together. This is how our clients are actually making money, not just on guesswork or subjective, but on a very systematic, solid framework, which is methodological and scalable as well. Okay, so that's how we should be looking to trade. Okay, so you can trade with conviction as well. As I said, to create that solid framework, tops and bottoms, and how you look at trends and phases and all that, highly recommend 7 Steps to CTP, as I mentioned before. After you've put your name and email address, you can get the videos into your inbox. Please watch them in your own free time. And the good part about these videos is that you can apply that to any strategy, okay? It's not rigid. It's not like this is a strategy by itself. It's just a framework. And the framework, you can apply it to anything, okay? It's cross-transferable principles. So that's the best part about it. And that's how a framework should be as well. It eliminates a lot of guesswork and doubts, all right? So that you can trade with conviction and confidence, okay? So that you can create sustainable, scalable, reproducible strategies. All right, traders, I guess that's pretty much that from me. I'll see if I can update those trades onto our Master the Markets 2010 channel on TradingView. If you haven't joined it yet, you can join that as well. I'll see if I can update those trades and we can see how they actually are performing. I'll just take a quick look before we go. Brent, what's happening with Brent on the other hand? Yes, it's still towards the downside. Our first target is coming up quite shortly. 75.67 is what I'm taking a look at. The other one, which we started to take a look at, was silver, wasn't it? Silver is still hanging around there. Let's see if it does get to its 32.09 level as well. So those two trades you can take a look at. But most important is start to understand why we are taking these trades. Not that, they've hit the target, not hit the target, and all of that. But you must understand why we are doing the trades accordingly and why we are entering and placing the stop loss and the target accordingly as well. All right, traders, and to help you, that 7-step CTP will help you. All right, traders, I guess that's pretty much that from me. We covered quite a lot for today. We looked at the live trades happening, right? We went through the GBP USD trade, the live trade. We also took a look at now 2 trades happening, Brent and silver. Now, based on 2 strategies, which was you can apply that to commodities, which we have did, which is the stretch principle strategy. You also took a look at also the 15-minute short-term strategy, and we also brushed on a little bit of end of day strategies, as some of you asked. Told you about some of the positions we were in before as well, and I answered some of the questions on the end of day strategy that you are asking as well. Okay, if there are any pressing questions, please do email us at clientservice@masterthemarkets.net. We will answer them on the next video or through email. Traders, that's pretty much that from me. And as we always say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master.